Hi, I'm Professor Silver, and in today's class, I'll chronicle the history of Ash's Sirfetch'd, detailing how it went from a mid-level knight into one of the greatest fighters at the Masters 8. I've already tackled Sirfetch'd's history as a Farfetch'd, so I'll only be including a short summary of what happened before it evolved. To go more in depth, check out my class on Farfetch'd's history. This video is brought to you by Vessi. As a Farfetch'd, Sirfetch'd was an intensely prideful Pokemon. Like Weasel, it bolstered its power by challenging every Pokemon that came its way. At first, it thought it didn't need Ash's guidance and attacked without order. After Rinto's Gallade beat it in battle, however, it bonded with Ash while training with Wikstrom at the Castle of Chivalry. It's because of its bond with Ash that Farfetch'd both won the rematch with Rinto's Gallade and evolved into Sirfetch'd. That and a sword and shield. The only thing missing from Sirfetch'd's arsenal was a pair of shoes from our sponsor Vessi. Vessi shoes are completely waterproof thanks to their Dymatex material, so they'd be perfect for protecting fighting types like Sirfetch'd from both puddles and wet feet. Personally, I love wearing my Vessis as they're lightweight, easy to clean, super comfortable, and really stretchy. I own 3 pairs, 2 of which I got way before I was ever sponsored. While I don't use my shoes for battling, I wear them for pretty much everything else. Because they're all stylish and easy to slip on, I wear my Stormburst if it's raining outside, the everyday classic whenever I'm running errands, and the weekend sneakers whenever I'm walking my dog. That is, whenever my dog lets me walk him. All 3 pairs of shoes are waterproof, so they've each been a lifesaver in keeping my socks dry and my feet warm. So if you want to try a pair of Vessi shoes for yourself, I highly suggest you take advantage of Vessi's Memorial Day sale and save up to 30% off on a variety of Vessi styles available at vessi.com/silver. In case you missed the sale, you can still get 15% off your order by using code SILVER. And now back to Sirfetch'd's history. Immediately upon evolving, Sirfetch'd showed itself to be a far different character from Farfetch'd. Besides Farfetch'd's 3-episode development arc, it largely faded into the background. Sirfetch'd, on the other hand, wore its personality on its feathers. In my opinion, it felt almost as important of a character as Gengar and Lucario. Initially, it only did small things, like open a letter in Thrash of the Titans and save others in Errand Endurance. In a battle of Mega vs Max, however, it returned to the battlefield so as to battle B's Machamp. To overwhelm its opponent, Sirfetch'd blocked Bullet Punch and landed Fury Cutter. Its speed was too much, so B swapped Machamp for the same Hawlucha that had once beaten Sirfetch'd as a Farfetch'd. Sadly, the Wild Duck didn't get its revenge, as Hawlucha beat it with Sky Attack. Despite losing again to its rival, Sirfetch'd trudged onward and mentored a wild Thwackey in a one-stick wonder. After Sirfetch'd bid farewell to its squire, it took part in a raid battle in battling in the Freezing Ruins. The battle showed that it still had much to learn, as it fell to a single blizzard from a wild Articuno. To improve itself, Sirfetch'd trained with Ash, Clement, and Dracovish, and the future is now thanks to strategy. The training was of vital importance, as Ash's next coronation opponent was Drasna of the Kalos Elite Four. In preparation for the battle with her high-level dragons, Sirfetch'd started learning Meteor Assault. Annoyingly, Dracovish disrupted its training as it was attracted to the glow that the move produced. This initially irked Sirfetch'd, but it grew grateful upon realizing that Dracovish just wanted to help. By biting the leak, Dracovish focused Sirfetch'd's power and helped it master Meteor Assault. During the two's double battle with Clement, Sirfetch'd not only used the move to beat Luxray, but also inspired Dracovish to mimic its gestures and learn Dragon Rush. From that point forth, Sirfetch'd and Dracovish were both great friends and big supporters of each other in all of their future battles together. Before the battle against Drasna in the episode Taking Two for the Team, Sirfetch'd reunited with its mentor Wikstrom and promised not to forget its knightly spirit. In the battle itself, the Wild Duck first fought Noivern. Although it used Brutal Swing to block Super Fang, Noivern still dominated most of the battle. After it disarmed Sirfetch'd with Boom Burst and Dragon Pulse, it peppered the Pokemon with more Boom Burst. Sirfetch'd fought through the booms to retrieve its weaponry and even let off Meteor Assault, but Noivern deflected the blow and landed Dragon Pulse. Due to Meteor Assault's recharge period, Ash recalled Sirfetch'd in favor of Dracovish. After Dracovish struggled against a newly summoned Mega Altaria, Sirfetch'd returned to the field, a triumphant hero. At the matchup's start, Dracovish released itself from its Pokeball so as to offer its support. It likely did so, as it knew the battle held major narrative significance. In it, Sirfetch'd did what none of Ash's other Pokemon had done before, and feinted an Elite Four's ace with Meteor Assault. It fell at the same time to Breaking Swipe, but beating an Elite Mega was still a Greninja level accomplishment. What's also awesome about the win is that Sirfetch'd followed it up by cheering for Dracovish as it beat Noivern and advanced Ash to rank 9 of the World Coronation Series. That it stood by its friend in its time of need is a sign of true honor. Thereafter, Sirfetch'd trained for the Masters 8 alongside the rest of its teammates. In addition to sparring with Pikachu and catching the Aura of Fate and visiting the Alola crew and helping the hometown hero, Sirfetch'd also readied itself for the tournament by fighting and chasing to the finish, and matching blows with Lucario and visiting Oak's lab in Friends, Rivals, Lend Me Your Spirits. Although it didn't battle Paul like many of its teammates did, it could still be seen training with Oshawott, Bulbasaur, and Sceptile. Thanks to their excellent tutelage, Sirfetch'd emerged as one of the best warriors at the Masters 8. Rather than fizzle, it totally justified its place on Ash's team. Opposite Cynthia in Valor, a strategic part of battling, Sirfetch'd avenged Dracovish by obliterating Milotic. To do so, it withstood Stealth Rock, cleared the field with Brutal Swing, dodged Hydro Pump, blocked Iron Head, landed Fury Cutter, tanked Disarming Voice, and won with Meteor Assault. As a reward for the victory, Sirfetch'd then fought Garchomp. During the battle, it tore through Scale Shot, used Fury Cutter, detected Dragon Claw, survived Draco Meteor, and landed Meteor Assault. Though Sirfetch'd fainted in the end, that it did so while standing embodied the epitome of knighthood. Personally, I think the battle represented the ascension of Sirfetch'd into a champion-level threat. The Pokemon proved this even further when Ash faced Leon in the finals. Against Mr. Rime and Toying With Your Motions, Sirfetch'd opened with Fury Cutter and Brutal Swing. Mr. Rime stole its leak, connected with a Psychic Terrain enhanced Expanding Force, and executed a triple axle. But Sirfetch'd persevered by activating Detect and leaping with its leak. Once its shield was recovered, it defended itself from a second triple axle and removed Psychic Terrain by striking the field. Having taken away Mr. Rime's main advantage, Sirfetch'd returned to its ball for a much-needed rest. Upon returning to the field opposite Rillaboom and pairing Pokemon while pairing, it exchanged Meteor Assault for high horsepower. Sirfetch'd won the collision and sent Rillaboom flying, but the grass type seized on its recharge period, landed another high horsepower, and let off drum beating. Once Sirfetch'd recovered, it raced towards Rillaboom by skating atop its shield and dodged many routes along the way. Regrettably, despite its Legolas-level skills, Rillaboom still won in the end as it intercepted Fury Cutter and let off a devastating blow. In spite of the loss, Sirfetch'd's spirit gave Dracovish the strength it needed to avenge its downfall. Partially due to Sirfetch'd's contributions throughout the match, Ash won the Masters 8 and earned the coveted title of Monarch. Following the tournament, Sirfetch'd joined Ash as a rotating reserve. During the aim to be a Pokemon Master arc, it could be seen helping free a stuck Wailmer. As that concludes Sirfetch'd's history to date, let's get to its battle record. In addition to Sirfetch'd's 3 wins as a Farfetch'd, it also beat Rinto's Gallade, Clement's Luxray, and Cynthia's Milotic. Beyond its 4 pre-evolved losses, it also lost to V's Hawlucha, Articuno, Cynthia's Garchomp, and Leon's Rillaboom. Its one and only tie was against Drasna's Mega Altaria. Including the moves it knew as a Farfetch'd, Sirfetch'd used Night Slash, Brutal Swing, Fury Cutter, Focus Energy, Detect, and Meteor Assault. Sirfetch'd may not have many wins, but it displayed ample heart in all its battles. It's similar to Charizard, Sceptile, and Weasel in that they're all dedicated to training. That said, it's unique in that it's also devoted to chivalry. It's also special as its sword and shield weaponry afforded a fighting style that's different from every one of Ash's other reserves. Thanks to Sirfetch'd's epic battles, arc with Dracovish, and gallant nature, I honestly think it'll go down in history as one of Ash's most beloved Pokemon in both Journeys and the franchise as a whole. With that, class is adjourned. I want to give a big thanks to Vessi for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to get a pair of their shoes for yourself by clicking the first link in the description and using code SILVER. My name again is Professor Silver. Until next time, catch you later.